let's go ahead and start eating.
That is
One would think, but you don't see them very often, so there you go.
I'm not supposed to be here, are you?
So they take off down through there and escape.
I'm sorry. I'll go next door and see Debbie unhappy. You're welcome.
Saw your dogs have a rough time walking.
Sweet or unsweet? Actually, I'm told it wasn't sweet. So I'm fixing it up here with a different bottle.
I think you'll be pleased.
Excellent.
And I'll get permission to tell you.
Okay.
When you make it.
Hi, Frank. How are you?
Good a sight.
Who's your doctor?
still need to grab something to eat, that's fine, that's great. Did everybody hear that noise just a minute ago? That noise is what we call buzz. That's all everybody talking about. Networking together, that's why we had this event pulled together. My name is John Morris, and I'm the CEO of Tech 2020, and we are partners with Campbell County in the establishment of the Campbell County Business Incubator, and we are excited as we can be to be here tonight. This is the start. This is the very beginning of something really special and really big for Campbell County. And you're going to hear a lot tonight about this incubator and how it works and how small businesses can transform and help the economy of Campbell County. And I'm excited to be a part of it. But I'm not going to be the one to tell you all about it. So I'm going to turn that over to more qualified people. And the most qualified person is our county mayor, William Baird. William, come up and give us your thoughts.
Good. Thank you, John. Good to see each one of you. We're excited about what's going on in Campbell County. This is just an idea a few years ago that I came across when I served in the legislature. And I came back to Campbell County to be county mayor. Started talking to other folks and went to work trying to get some funding to start the incubator. I'd like to introduce somebody that helped us, Terry Bobrowski of the East Tennessee Development District, standing right there.
Thank you, Mayor.
They helped us write the grant, and also that works with him and does our local planning is Ms. Jessica. She's sitting right beside him, the blonde-headed lady. But this is something that, you know, counties, rural counties, we have trouble recruiting the industry and that sort of thing, so we work as hard as we can to do that. But this is a way, the business incubator is a way for us to grow and expand our existing businesses and to grow local businesses from people that just have an idea of what they would like to do to start a business. They can come to the business incubator, and we have the professionals there that can help them write a business plan, marketing plan, and help them find financing, mentor them, and help them get through the first 2 or 3 years of their start of their business, and hopefully get them out in the real business world. But that's what we're all about. And I've got a couple of other folks. We've got 3 county commissioners, I believe, that are here tonight. 4. Got Beverly Hall, Sue Nance. Raise your hand. I saw David Atkins and Rusty. Where's Rusty? Well, there he is. Rusty Ori. Appreciate them coming out tonight. And we also have, I saw Joe Woody with Rural Development. He has helped us with some grants for our website and helping us with a grant for rail spur over in Jellicoe. We appreciate all the help that these different folks give us. And at this time, I'm going to turn it over to John Brown. Thank you.
Are we good? William, thank you. Mr. Mayor, I've been, no, what about that? Yeah. As I was listening to Mayor Baird's remarks, I couldn't help but notice him say that we have professionals at the incubator that can help you. So I must assume he was talking about Todd Fisher, the director. But if he did include me in that, I appreciate it. I've been called many things, but I'm not so sure I've ever been called professional. But I appreciate it. Thank you all for coming out tonight. It's a great pleasure to be here with you. To me, it's sort of like old home time, seeing a lot of the friends associates I hadn't seen in a while. I'd like to recognize our co-sponsors and sponsor, I want to especially recognize, and if you would just sort of stand up, wave your hand. E.L. Morton with the chamber. Where are you, E.L.? Yeah, there's E.L. We work very close together, the chamber and the incubator. Works very close together for our efforts here. And E.L. is a great asset to the county, and it has been to me personally and the incubator. I want to thank WLF Radio. It's Jim. I'm not seeing Jim Freeman here tonight. But anyway, they're one of the co-sponsors that supported us in this endeavor. And of course, we can't forget Mark Rickard, Rickard Ridge Barbecue, for all this good food that's been provided. I hope everybody, I heard someone say that just a moment ago, I think it was Sean, said that this is the best barbecue he'd ever had. So we want him to come back and spend some of his money up here next time. And last but definitely not least, I want to recognize Marvin Minton, who's the regional president of Community Trust Bank. Marvin, right here, thank you. And especially, let's give Marvin a hand because he's sitting here. And I think Keebler Williams, the senior lending officer, is here from the bank, and I want to invite Keebler up just to say a few words, if you'd like. Or you can stand right there, whatever you want to do, sir.
I'll keep it very short. I just want to go around and I'll introduce some of the lenders that are here from Community Trust Bank. If you would stand up. Sharon Edwards, Jonathan Childers, Jimmy Jean Huddleston. And is there anybody else here? I think that's all I saw. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Just want to thank Johnny and the Campbell County Business Incubator program for what they're doing, and even more for what they're going to do, and what they plan to do. I'm really excited to hear the testimonials tonight. Curious to see what's going on, and really looking forward to that. That's a big part of tonight. I know it's just a snapshot of what Tech 2020 and the Business Incubator have done so far, but again, I echo back to what the plans are for the future and what they can do. So with that, I'll turn it back over to Johnny. Thank you all.
Thank you. I had to make two promises tonight, one to my boss, Todd Fisher, who's the director of the incubator, and one to my wife, Kay, who's here. First promise I made to Todd that I would be brief, wouldn't get long-winded, tell stories and all that. The second promise, and probably in my life more important, I promised Kay I wouldn't say anything to embarrass her like I have in the past and all I would do is tell funny stories, I thought. Anyway, so if you want to hear some good funny stories later, just let me know. We'll talk very much more to. Let me put a shameless plug in for the incubator and tell you just a little bit about what we do and what the incubator is. In my tenure here, I joined the group in May. I have learned one thing. You mentioned business incubator to 5 people, and you're going to get 5 different perceptions of what we do. So let me very broadly tell you what the incubator is about. We're located on the 2nd floor of the Community Trust Bank Jacksboro office. We have just now established our web address. It's campbellcountysbi.org. We provide technical expertise, the professionalism that Mayor Barrett was talking about earlier, to entrepreneurs and existing businesses. We also provide a mentor group for client advice and counseling. Now, that's still a little bit in the developmental stages, but we sort of identified a core group and have some commitments from some folks to serve as mentors. And I personally can tell you, it's very difficult to measure the value of a good mentor because I'm working with one right now. Todd Fisher is my mentor, and he has a challenge, but I'm enjoying learning everything he has to impart to me. And him being a professional engineer, you can imagine his line of approach is very direct. But I really enjoyed working with Todd. We lease office space. We have office space in the forms of cubicles and also offices. We have a meeting room, and we also have support accessories for anybody who would want to come in, a new business, say you needed just a cubicle to work out of with a PC. We provide the access to the internet, to the web. We provide all of just the ordinary run-of-the-mill daily office accessories you need. We provide the copy, printer, so on and so forth access. And we only charge a very minimal fee, just what it basically costs us. So for $90 up to $150 a month, you can actually have your own office, 24/7 accessibility to work and do as you please, and have also the access to a large meeting room and so on and so forth. Another important function we provide is training seminars and networking events such as this. One of the critical things that we find for new businesses starting up is there's a great need for existing businesses, well, to help those new businesses starting up. For instance, how valuable is it to someone to have someone they could call, rely on, and gain advice from who's been down that road before, help you maybe avoid some of those mistakes. We have a wealth of talent in our area of folks willing to do that. Speaking of seminars and networking events, we have two very important ones coming up within the next month. On September the 25th at 6 p.m. at the meeting room at the Incubator, second floor of the CTB building, we have a training session titled How to Be Found Online. It's going to be led and taught by a gentleman who has a great deal of expertise in this area, David Rose. And so it's, for me, it would be like maybe Internet 101 for your website development. And then on October the 12th, that's a Friday, beginning at 9 a.m., we have a gentleman coming up from the University of Tennessee, Paul Middlebrook, right? Who knows everything practically there is to know about doing business with the government. He's going to come up and conduct a seminar that day that's entitled Doing Business with the Government. We felt like, and that's going to be held at the Rome State Community College Community Room. We felt like that was very timely because I know several of you have heard about the pending project that's being considered, planned for, and in the development stages, the planning stages in Oak Ridge for an expansion of the uranium processing facility at Y-12. That's a 10-year, $6.2 billion project. Since it's government-backed, one of the mandates is that the contractors in this be now $6.2 billion. They want 40% to be from small businesses. This is a 10-year project with over a $2 billion impact potentially on this entire region. I mean, this is big. So we want to do everything we can to provide the opportunity for these businesses and craftsmen, trades, whatever, to have as much information they can to be ready to submit bids to the subcontractors for this. So remember that date, October the 12th. Now, on to the fun part of the meeting. The business owners represented tonight, and it represent really a very unique cross-section of our economy here in Campbell County. And it shows a great deal of diversity of the businesses in Campbell County. Our clients and presenters represent agriculture, the arts, and tourism, a specific segment of tourism, but tourism. And to me, as I was thinking, what could I say that would enhance their presentations like this? In my mind, the very existence of these businesses illustrates the great opportunity that is for economic growth and development that lies here in Campbell County. So without further explanation, I want to introduce Mr. Martin Trowbridge with Beekeepers of America. Martin?
Hello, everybody. I started this company in 1997. It's a small little business, and I found out now we're growing. We'll be providing services next year for honey production, providing pollination services across America. We're also doing honeybee removal. Pest control will not have anything to do with honeybees inside your homes or businesses, and we're providing services to remove them. We're located here in Follett. This is my hometown, and thought this would be the best place for the business. We're a family business. My sons, my wife, we're all in it together. We have got some investors here at Phoenix, Arizona, that have decided to invest in our business. We'll be a full-term business coming spring of 2013. I grew up here in Campbell County. We had Trowbridge's greenhouse for a long time, raising gardens, working with honeybees. Honeybees is my passion. I'm actually an electrician by trade, but honeybees in the evening, on weekends, it's something I love to do. Honeybees has been under distress, mostly by people using pesticides. We're trying to get a lot of people out of pesticides. There's a couple of diseases they have. We're trying to work with the different organizations that are helping us to control these diseases. We're also, the investors that we have, we'll all be providing 1,000 beehives coming this spring. We're going to be sending them up the valley, getting them established, and then once they're established, we'll be, again, like I said, we'll be shipping them across America. Honeybees is essential for us. They supply 80% of our food production. Without honeybees, if honeybees was to die today, the human race would last 4 years. And that's a lot to say. Mr. Todd Fisher, he's helped me out a lot, getting this thing going. If you can see,
I got it.
you got it. We have a contractor in Knoxville that had honeybees in his brand new house that he had up for sale. And we went in there and we removed the bees. They were right at the front entrance. It took us about 4 hours to get them out. And from there on out, our business has really took off. A lot of people, like I said, pest control will not have nothing to do with them. And that's where we step in. We do charge a fee for it. But other than that, I mean, we're We also remove swarms. And as you know, and may have heard on across the news, African bees are moving in, and we're specializing in removing African bees. They're coming. We can't get out of it. And we are expertise in it. I've been dealing with bees since I was 9 years old. And again, like I said, it's a passion for me. But our family, again, is in it. My sons, they just think the world of it. They just can't wait to get into it. And we're hoping that everything goes successful. But if you all have any questions, don't hesitate to come by my table. And before you leave, I have brought a jar of honey that we have brought from our bees. It's local honey. Come by and get you a taste of it. It's been right here in Tennessee, right here in Campbell County. And be sure to get you a bite of it. Thank you all very much.
Any questions for Mark? Anyone going to ask how many times he's been stung? All right. Our next presenter is Linda Poland, and Linda is with the Artists Village in Carroll. And I will say this, if you've never been down there, you've missed a treat. So when you have a time, go down and visit her.
Thanks, John. Wait, I gotta take this up on me. I'm a creative person, not a public speaker, so bear with me. I asked Todd if I could call in sick, and he said no, so here I am. Okay, as John mentioned, we are located in Carroll, Tennessee on Main Street, and if anybody knows anything about Carroll, Tennessee, Main Street is not very big. It probably covers from these doors to those doors, so we're a really thick spot. If you're headed up Main Street from Shoney's, we're on the left, we have a big sign, you can't miss us. I'm a professional interior designer, and I like to repurpose things. And my husband and I set up a table at the Highway 127, the longest yard sale that goes, I think, from Michigan all the way down to Florida, just to kind of get a feel for what kind of market there would be for some of the things that I repurposed. With our success from the yard sale, I thought, well, you know, if I wanted a venue for the things that I repurposed, then I would think that other artists and craftspeople, creative people, would need a venue for things that they did. And lo and behold, that this idea came to me. I felt like right now, with the advent of all the shows and the fairs that they have available to artists and craftspeople, there's nothing wrong with that. But I got tired of living out of boxes and packing things up and unpacking and packing them. And I really wanted a place that would be available 365 days a year to showcase and sell our stuff. Our biggest challenge today really is getting artists to understand that there's more than one venue. You can have a venue that's 365 days a year. You don't have to just worry about having shows and fairs. Oh, you changed your name. Okay. Our concept did begin in October of 2011, and we opened for business in March of this year. So we really are a new business. Again, as I say, we do offer a venue for area artists and fine craftspeople to showcase their stuff. I do not what they call jury things in, because what I like, somebody else might not like, and somebody else likes, I might not like. So I think there's a market out there for just about anything anybody can make. The only stipulation is that it be family friendly. I felt that we needed to be close to the interstate because I wanted to try to garner the traffic that came in from the north and the south as they traveled up and down 75. And as they stopped at the Shoney's, we have flyers out in all the marinas around. We have flyers in Shoney's. And I just didn't want to rely on the local people, and I think that was been a really successful move as far as that goes. My husband and I do both work the store, and we just ask that each artist that's a part of our village work there one day a month. I came to Tennessee from New Jersey back in 1972, and I graduated from UT with a degree in interior design, way back when interior design was in home ec college. But I was fortunate enough, summers when I was home from school, in high school and college, working for the company my mother worked for, filling in for secretaries and office administrators. And I learned a lot of office skills, office procedures, and I really got a good business background doing that. It was on-the-job training. So in addition to running Artist Village, I am a professional interior designer, and along with my husband Ray, we are sales reps for Coons Brothers Law Homes. They are located in Pennsylvania. As I said before, I do have an extensive office administration background, so I'm really not afraid to run a business. The details don't bother me. I think my success comes from my drive and determination. Plus, we have a very good business model, an economic venue to showcase the artwork. It's a cost-effective business model both for us and for the artists that are part of the village. I'm really proud of that sign that you'll see hanging over our building on Main Street in Kerrville. When I came up with the concept, I went to Georgia Green, the local high school teacher, art teacher, and asked her if she thought the students would be interested in having a contest to design my logo. Because although I had a name, I didn't really have any idea what my logo was going to look like. I kind of had it in my head, but I didn't really, have anything locked in cement. There was one clear winner. She was a sophomore. Her name is Shelby Maiden. She had a great concept. Her concept was actually a portion. I picked a portion of her entire concept. It kind of, to me, it just showed the Greenwich Village-y look that I was after. And one of our artists, part of our village, local artist Curtis Wilson, who is also a graphic designer by trade, was able to take her concept and make it into a usable sign. It's a hand-painted sign on both sides, and that's very rare today. Most people have either plastic or vinyl signs. Very few businesses have hand-painted signs over their store. The slide on the right-hand side just shows what part of our village looks like. We do have a coffee bar, a Java bar, and we do feature Green Mountain Coffee. I like to have people encourage them just to come sit, have a cup of coffee, browse through the gallery. The turtle beneath that was done by Curtis Wilson. I'm sure you've probably seen that last year's Louie Bluey. And the boat next to that is done by local artist Buddy Person. The table, the accent table, for those folks that are a little bit older might recognize that as an old cypress clock from the 1970s and 80s. I found this, I like to go around to the different thrift stores and the Habitat stores, and I found that cypress clock, and we had an old Bentwood hall tree in our house. And my husband cut the base of the hall tree and made a little base for the accent table, cypress clock. The center picture of the lighthouse was done by a very good artist, Nick Hankins. It's an oil. He lives up in Maryville. The picture of the flower to the side of the lighthouse is done by an Italian artist, Mara Trumbo. She does teach classes once a year in Italy, but right now she makes her home up in Rugby, Tennessee. The table below that is a barnwood table made from local barnwood. It was made by my husband's nephew, Donnie. The hooks below that, we have a sampling of these hooks are not exactly this, but done by an artist that lives in Knoxville. He's an iron forger. His name is Joe Babb, and some of his work is on a table back there. Next to that is jewelry and beadwork done by local Kerrville native Mildred Robinson. The dragonfly is done by Knoxville artist Dawn Hawkins. Okay, and the origami next to the dragonfly is done by Joe's wife, Sharon Babb. Origami is just a really neat art. I'm thinking, origami, what can you do with origami? But it's amazing some of the things she has done down there. The poinsettias next to the origami are done by an artist that lives in Danbridge. His name is Rick LeBeau. The picture in the lower left-hand corner, that is actually done by native photographer Ann Barrett, and it's a picture of Cove Lake State Park back in the 70s before it was Cove Lake State Park. The two cards or pictures on the bottom, I got the idea of doing cards of inspiration. It's so hard to find nice greeting cards, I think. And I asked the artists, if you want to participate, we went to Lithocraft, and Lithocraft scanned the art. If you've ever scanned a big painting that's like this big, they've done a wonderful job. They had to scan it in like 3 or 4 different sections and put it together. They scanned the work. We chose Bible verses that kind of to us showed what the art was about. And we have Bible verses inside the cards. And those are for sale also we found them on the back table there. We were fortunate enough to have had Twin Cove Marina Restaurant call us and ask if we would like to display some of our art in their restaurant. We currently have over 30 paintings displayed there, and these are some of the pictures of some of the paintings that we have displayed at the restaurant. We do have open houses once a month, and we feel like it gives the public a chance to have a kind of a meet and greet session with the artists. Our next open house will be on September 29th in conjunction with the Louie Louie, which is Campbell County's annual music and art festival. Our city council, the Campbell City Council, supports purchasing and erecting a sign right at the interstate for us when you get off the exit. So all the merchants down there can have a sign with their name on it, because currently nobody really knows who's up around that area right there. We recently created a website, and I can't wait for Todd and John's seminar on how to make yourself known on the internet, because I'll tell you what, that is beyond my comprehension. But I did create a website using Weebly. It was fairly easy, but still it's not nearly as good as I'd like it to be. And we want to start offering some online things. Right now all I have is our cards of inspiration, but just look for that. Currently I don't have the website printed on our brochures because we printed the brochures before we got the website, but we have new brochures printed on our website to be on there. We also plan to offer teaching classes. We are in the process right now of making plans to consolidate our gallery and open up a studio on the side of our gallery. So we're going to have art classes there, painting classes, offer classes in jewelry making, photography, making soap, creative writing, whatever else that some of our members want to teach. And we just signed up our first teacher to Nick Hankins, and one of his pieces of art is on the table back there. He's the artist who did the lighthouse in the previous slide. But he gave me a date for October 13th. It's going to be our first art class, and I'm really excited about that. We also in the future plan to start selling art supplies, because right now any artist has to make an 80-mile round trip to and from Knoxville just to find art supplies. That's about it. Thank you for your time and attention.
That was a great presentation, Linda. Do we have any questions for Linda? I know there's a few budding artists out there that I'm sure have a question or two. No? Linda, thank you again. Our next presentation will be, there she is, be Miss Jessica Westray. And Jessica is representing Ride Royal Blue. And for those of you all who have not been there, make sure you go up there and take a look around up there. It's an impressive place.
Thank you. Can everybody hear me okay? No? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Sorry. My name is Jessica Westray. I am with RideRoyalBlue.com. I am the director of our marketing and promotions department. Basically, Ride Royal Blue was founded in 2006. My family and I have been riding four-wheelers since I was about knee-high to a grasshopper. And we fell in love with the sport. Our family has been doing it for years, and we were having a hard time finding a place where we could go and park our ATVs, park our trailers, get a shower afterwards because we got all muddy. And there was nowhere to do that except for hotels, and they frowned on ATV usage because of all the mud. So we thought, hey, why don't we create an all-terrain vehicle destination where people can come and be comfortable and play at their leisure. So we sit on 200,000 acres, 600 miles of trails. We are the largest, aside from Hatfield and Floyd, this side of the east of Mississippi. We are located at 6307 Stephen Creek Road in Pioneer, Tennessee, which, if any of you are familiar with the area, Stephen Creek Road is in the middle of nowhere, off of I-75 at exit 144. We have 32 cabins and 31 sites. We can house up to 600 to 700 people on any given weekend. And yes, that is a lot of people to be dealing with on four-wheelers. We have a general store on site for our customers' convenience. We do ice sales, permit sales. They do have to have a permit to ride the trail system. And we try to make it as easy as possible to obtain those. We currently sell more permits than Bass Pro Shop down to Sevierville in a year. And then we also have a restaurant. Our restaurant is open on the weekends only currently. We're hoping to redo that and make it more user-friendly, but that is what we do. And we get customers both national and international. Nationally, we get about a 1,500 to 2,000 mile radius from Campbell County here, in general. And we've had people from Canada, we've had people from Yugoslavia, Russia, Moldova, just several countries that I never even imagined would be interested in ATV riding, but they are. So our history and background, passion obviously fuels our business. We are a family business. We work very well together. We all have our talents. Mine's things like this. My brother can fix just about anything, and my mom is the head on our shoulders, so there's the three of us. We took our knowledge and passion for the industry and turned it into a concept, is essentially what we did. We are driven and determined to make this thing better. We have partnered with the Outdoor Channel. We are dealing with just many different venues that have come to us. We haven't even marketed until this year, and people are coming to us saying, how can we help you get bigger? And we're accepting their help and working on it. So reinvention and renovation are key to a changing industry. I was telling Todd that the ATV industry has grown by leaps and bounds in the last 10 years. The ATV itself was a single unit. You could not double on it. Most parks would not let you, and if you did, most of them were not safe. Now they have the side-by-side. The side-by-side is more or less a GNCC race vehicle. It's got 4 tires, and it's big enough to seat up between 2 and 6 to 8 people. So families are getting involved in the sport. Families are a new concept to the ATV industry, and we have renovated ourselves to accommodate that. We get 17,000 web hits per month, which is big. According to my web hosting software people, they say that is a lot of traffic, so we're proud of that number. We have medium to high income families coming through here, mostly blue collar and up. Your average ATV trailer is loaded down with about $60,000 worth of machines. So it's a big investment, but our people do not care to invest in it because it's something they can do with their families, and they're in the outdoors and they're having a good time doing it. So, we get 600 to 700 guests per weekend, like I mentioned earlier. These are a few pictures. As you can see over here, you'll see an actual picture of before the RV sites were graded. That's kind of an older photo, but it'll show you kind of a layout of how everything sits. In the middle there, you'll see one of the festivals that we had, one of the first festivals we had, and it'll kind of show you what kind of units we did in there, and the people. This was our first concert that we held 2 years ago, and you'll see a picture of the trail system down here. Kind of gives you an idea what kind of terrain people are dealing with. It's a creek crossing right close to the resort. And then that's a picture of our mud bog. We just opened our mud bog this year, and everyone absolutely loves it. That's a friend of mine, Travis. He got buried up to the tie rod, and we had to pull him out with a bulldozer. But yeah, that was fun. Okay, future plans. Obviously, like I said before, innovation and planning is a key component to our business model because there's bigger and better machines coming out every day, and they're used for different ways, and it's very important that we stay up on that and do our research and development and stay on top of that. We want to restructure our lodge restaurant. We're going to have it open Monday through Sunday this next year. We are going to restructure the menu, put in some flat screen TVs, make it more of a dining experience, and increase our patio space. We are going to implement a new pro shop this year. Pro shop will include any this cabin was as good as it was going to get because all we were going to get was hunters and fishermen. Not the case. Obviously, with the renovation and the industry climbing and booming, the family atmosphere really brought new clientele to the outdoor industry. They want bathrooms in their cabin, they want to cook, they want all the conveniences of home. So we are renovating our cabins for that reason. We also plan to restructure our website, make it more user-friendly. Right now, we do not have a campground map. We plan on getting a campground map that is interactive on the website so that they can select where on the property they'd like to be. Our cabins are kind of tucked in to the woods. They're not visible from the road. And we do that because we do not want to spoil the beauty that is Stevens Creek. I don't know if you've ever been out there or not, but it's gorgeous. And then we are going to acquire new rental bikes for our rental fleet. That's the last phase of our improvement. And we just purchased 30 acres on the other side of the resort. We put in our mud bog, and we are building a stage this year for 2013. That will be the first concert we'll have will be in May, and we're hoping to use the new stage for that. So we're excited. And if you need to find me, you can email me, call me. I'm available 24/7. So thank you for having me.
Any questions for Jessica? I want to know how to break down a transmission on a mud bog four-wheeler. I think she can do it.
Thanks.
Thank you. Please take a moment to visit each of our presenters' tables. And at this time, we'll turn it back over to John Morris for concluding remarks. Thank you.
Let me have your mic.
I'm not sure. You may have to take me with you.
Okay, thanks everybody for being here tonight. This is really exciting to me. I can see the potential in each of these companies, and I know that there are going to be more that come to the business incubator and will grow. This, if you heard something, I wanted you to hear one thing in each of the presentations tonight. Bringing money from outside the county to this county for development. We have people coming from other places to ride ATVs. We can get bees out of just about anywhere, and we have artists that are going to stop off the interstate to look at artwork in Carroll. So that's what this business incubator is all about. It's about building the economic development of Campbell County by bringing dollars into the county and increasing business. So thank you all for staying and listening. Make sure that you visit the tables of the companies. Thank you for bearing up with the heat. I know it's been a little hot, but you've all been very attentive. Finish up the food. More than happy to anything that's there, to take anything that's there. Last but not least, I want to recognize a few people. Certainly John and Todd are bearing the most of the work up here. They're here all the time. They're here at your disposal. See them in the new space and come visit them, even if you don't need to rent space. But I want to mention a couple of other people. Sean Carson is working with us. He's working the sound tonight. He is a Tech 2020 employee. Todd and Sean and I have worked together for a long time in business development and so forth. David Snyder is here with Tech 2020. Linda Nyholm. Linda has put together most of the details for this event tonight. So thank you all as Tech 2020 employees to be here and to support this event. Last but not least, all this activity would not be here if it hadn't been for the vision of Mayor Baird. So thank you for your vision. But also, it wouldn't be here for the tenacity of Billy Russell. And so, let's keep going. I've told a number of people around the state that if every county had a Billy Russell, they would have a business incubator and they would be moving forward. Because Billy was one of the ones that really put it together. So, thank you all for being here, and please partake of the food and look for the next event when we have it. Thank you.